Tim, about the strong men. Unfortunately, this something became fashionable, not only in Africa. Our guys in Africa look around, and they see all those strong men all over the place. And we had Trump in the United States, we had Turkey, we had Russia, we had China, we had Philippines, we had how many strong men are there? We see this fashion of strong people is is coming back again all over the place. And our guy look at this and say, "Oh, that is wonderful. Why I cannot do like Orban? Why I cannot be like Erdogan? Why I cannot be like?" This is a time for strong men, unfortunately, and we need to wake up to that. It's not an African phenomenon; it is a global phenomenon.
There is this video I want you guys to watch between Mo Ibrahim and one reporter from DW, where Mo Ibrahim was asked about why Africa is moving away from the West into the hands of Russia and China, and why Africa is not condemning Russia for invading Ukraine. And if Mo Ibrahim himself still has hope for Africa after everything that is going on. So watch his response.
Earlier this year, we started to see coup d'etat, which we thought was something in the past. We started to see this phenomenon of the strong man. It's something we need to fight back against. How do you fight these so-called strong men who are entrenched in their countries across Africa, protected sometimes by foreign powers, often by criminal gangs that kill for the sake of it? How do you fight back against these people?
I think young people, look at what happened in Khartoum. We had a strong man in Sudan for 30 years, entrenched. General Bashir was entrenched in power for 30 years, created all this military organization around. It's not enough for him to have an army. He created rapid support forces and called them Hemaiti, instead of Hemeti, is my protection. And they had the intelligence had an army, his party has a militia. He had all this stuff. They changed curriculum in the schools, 30 years. Yet the same kids who grew up under his rule, those guys were dying in the street for democracy. Those are the young people who give us hope, because they will not accept the soldiers, they will not accept tyranny, they will not accept dictatorships. And they went on the street for 3 years now. We're going through this in Sudan because the young people will not accept the soldiers.
Like anyone who is from Africa, we must all admit that Africa has got a lot of problems. Africa has a lot of problems that Africans are working towards solving. It's not always an easy thing to do. It's not always something that could be done within seconds or minutes or days or weeks or years. It's something that takes a lot of time to get done. And we have only got to start doing it. When you look at Africa and the way the West have infiltrated many of the countries in Africa and have set in a lot of confusion within Africa, you really feel sorry for yourself as an African and disgusted for those Africans who are selling out Africa to the West. I have always said this clear. In as much as I blame the West for setting up a lot of confusion in Africa, for pitting Africans against each other, I blame the Africans for letting themselves being fooled, letting themselves being controlled by the West. Because I believe by now, most of us would have realized that the West are not in Africa or for Africans. Most of us would have realized that the West is in Africa for themselves, that they are just there to exploit the continent. They are just there to steal our resources. They are just there to keep us poor and always dependent on them. Any African who hasn't realized this needs to get themselves re-educated. That's what I think. The West is not in Africa for Africa. No, the West is in Africa for the West. So when we Africans let ourselves be controlled by the West, when we Africans let ourselves be deceived by the West, we have nobody but ourselves to blame. Look at the conflict in Sudan, where two major military fractions are fighting against each other, and the people are not trapped in the middle, not knowing what to do or where to go. They care only about power for themselves and not the people they are supposed to protect. Go to Congo, see all the rival factions, see all the military factions fighting each other, see all the jihadist groups in Congo, in Mali, in Burkina Faso. Ask yourself, why are all these people fighting each other? Why can they not compromise and come together? Haven't they realized that fighting each other only destroys every single one of them? If fighting each other was supposed to give them what they want, wouldn't they have gotten it by now? How come they still let themselves be manipulated by the West? This is what we see in Africa. This is what we've been crying for long in Africa, hoping that Africans realize that unity is better and more profitable by infighting. Hoping that Africans realize that fighting each other won't benefit anybody, but everyone is going to lose. It's quite a shame. It's quite a pity. If you just imagine a country like DR Congo with all their resources, if they could come together and work for the good of the country and the people, how successful will DR Congo become? How happy will the people in DR Congo be? But that they don't want it. No one wants it, especially the West. They don't want that. A peaceful Congo means a loss for them. So they don't want it. They want Congo in constant infighting so that they can gather whatever they want from the country. It's quite a pity. But you guys out there, what is your take on Mo Ibrahim's remarks on Africa? Do you still have hope in Africa like he does? Do you think that somehow in the nearest future, Africa can become a place that most of all the Africans will be proud to tell our friends about? Do you think that Africa will become peaceful in such a way that when you are traveling through Africa, you won't be scared of getting kidnapped by any of the jihadist groups? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of goodwill, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot. And we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.